Thank you very much, moderator. The title of my presentation is Quality Assurance and Accreditation of Engineering Programs at Faculty of Engineering at St. Augustine campus. Okay. So as an introduction, first of all, we all know what accreditation means. It's an evaluation of an educational institution or program by purely an independent body of professionals. So developing countries will not normally have the industrial maturity of industrialized ones. So what happens is that they need a sort of acceptance, a sort of accreditation, so that their programs will be recognized worldwide. And the good thing is that we have the Washington Accord of 1989, which is purely an agreement between all professional organizations among the English-speaking countries of the world, or 15 countries on the whole. So the accreditation systems in North America and the United Kingdom will normally be used, are normally used in the Caribbean region, including our own university here. The two systems of accreditation are very similar, so that in the American system, the system is more output-based, while the British one is more prescriptive. But while here in St. Augustine campus, we are accredited using the British system, while our sister campus is accredited using the American system. But since both of them, both accreditation systems are members of the Washington Accord, we don't anticipate any problem. So the aim of this paper is to describe what an accreditation is, how we utilize it in our faculty, because most of the time we use it to show that we have a very high quality. So that since it's an international conference, we show that our programs are highly, the quality is very high. Now that, for instance, we are trying to engage in more globalization of our programs. For those who are not very familiar with our university, it has an enrollment of close to 50,000 and serves about 17 English-speaking countries in the Caribbean. And there are 5 major campuses. Our own here is St. Augustine campus. Our own campus started in 1961 with only 28 students, but now we have close to 2,000 students pursuing bachelor's, MSc, and doctoral degrees, all types of degrees. In 1961-62, we started with 4 departments, but now we have 5. And the Faculty of Engineering, from the start, adopted the British approach of quality assurance. And our quality assurance measures include many aspects, including staff, student, industrial liaison committees, curriculum committees, and personal tutor-tutee system. Also, all our departments have quality units that help us in improving our quality. With from 1980s and 1990s, we started our accreditation in our various departments. So the table you have here is details of all the programs we have in our faculty that are well accredited. All our undergraduate courses are accredited, and 80% of our postgraduate courses, MSc in particular, are also accredited. So let's say a little about the UK accreditation system. We all are aware that the Engineering Council has overall responsibility over accreditation, maintaining the standards. And their own standards are normally in what we call UK spec. That's where it is published. So the usual route for individuals to be recognized, whether they have a degree that is accredited at the BSc level, followed by initial professional development, or an accredited MSc and then industrial experience. The Engineering Council itself does not offer accreditation, but rather they use their institutions, which we call professional engineering institutions. So the UK specs are normally of 2 types. general learning outcomes, which normally apply to all engineering programs, and the specific learning outcomes, which will apply to the particular discipline. So the broad areas of the outputs of the general learning outputs will mean sort of knowledge, understanding, intellectual abilities, practical skills, and general transferable skills. And specific learning outcomes are in different forms: engineering analysis, design, science and mathematics, social and economic context, and also engineering practice. So what are the steps in the accreditation process? The first step is that the particular department in our faculty will normally consult the professional engineering institution and explain to them that they want to be accredited or re-accredited. And then the institution now will tell them to produce their documentation. Documentation is normally very elaborate. It has different aspects: human resources, the lecturers, the admission policy, and all the other methods that show that our standards are very high. The professional engineering institution then at that point will arrange for a time that they will visit the particular department. And the visits are normally very elaborate. They will normally give anything from 2 to 4 days duration. And the panel will normally talk to the students, visit the library, all the aspects, look at the question papers, the projects, and everything about the department. And at the end of the day, they also pay a visit to the faculty dean, the campus principal, and all the officials of the St. Augustine campus, major officials, including our registry. At the end, they will go back and do their reports, and most of the time they will reaccredit our programs. Accreditation will normally be for 5 years, but at times they make it for 3 years, or even shorter periods of accreditation. So we have always been talking about the British accreditation system, but what of our own local accreditation system? Because we normally fear that with time, the foreign accreditation agencies may say they don't want to accredit again. So because of that, Imbe and Lewis in 2024 reminded us that we need our own local accreditation. So that in 2009, Caribbean Accreditation Council of Engineering and Technology, called CASET, was officially launched. But the truth is that the CASET itself is not fully recognized by the Washington Accord. So much as the CASET is a good model, it will help us in accrediting our local institutions, but we think that it needs to, with time, have more accreditation experience so that it could be recognized by the Washington Accord. So my concluding remarks then would be that the aim of all our departments is to ensure that all our programs have full accreditation. And this will be very helpful now that we want to market our programs worldwide. So international accreditation provides the programs with a stamp of approval and gives it international status. Okay, it will also improve the confidence of our graduates by the time they graduate. Okay, and since considerable number of graduates migrate for work and future studies, most of them will normally go to US and some of them will go to UK. And the British system of accreditation gives it a stamp and shows that our programs are of very high standards. And until we can make sure that our local accrediting agencies are of high standard, we suggest that we maintain the British system or other foreign accreditation bodies. Okay, thanks a lot. All you now have is the references, and thank you very much. Thank you. Okay, Professor.
Hello, sorry. I just checked the chat box. There are no questions left behind, but I would like to have a question and would like to have something to share. My question is that we all understand the importance of getting accreditation of our degree programs. But would you mind to share or to emphasize why this is so important? Because may not other participants or audience may not be well aware of the importance. This is the question one. The second question, in our faculty, we have been a long discussion about finding a appropriate accreditation body. Yeah, you just mentioned the Caribbean Accreditation Council for Engineering Technologies. At the moment, I understand many of our program already accredited by Caribbean Accreditation Council, as well as other professional body overseas, mainly in the UK. In our faculty, there are long discussion about which accreditation body is better suits our needs. Many colleagues ask for why not go for North America? Why stick to British accreditation body? Would you mind share your views on this?
Okay, very good. Professor, the accreditation normally gives a stamp of approval. And, this is very important now that we want to globalize our courses. We want to put our courses online. So people would like to know that these courses are internationally recognized. And then you talking of accreditation, why we normally use the foreign bodies is that most of the time we are the university that is in the forefront in the Caribbean. So having a local accreditation itself may mean that we will be accrediting ourselves. So that's what the argument some people are making. But if our local accreditation systems can rise to the level that they could now be recognized by Washington signature of accord, okay, if they can rise to that level, then it will be acceptable at the end.
Okay, because the time I just checked, we have one question from the chat box. The question is saying that the UK Engineering Council is now pushing for more professional registered lecturers. Our lecturers are more research-based than practice-based. What can be done?
Yeah, the work there has to be a combination. Our lecturers should be professionally registered. Our accrediting agencies are normally insisting on that now. That in addition to our research qualifications or our papers, we should also be professionally registered. The combination, I think, is what we need. Our staff should be in both of them.
Okay.